Today, we're going to take a magnifying glass to just one single proverb. Why? Because we're going to uncover the incredible depth that's kind of hidden in its original language. All right, let's dive right in. So, you've probably heard this one before. And in English, it's elegant, it's poetic, and it seems pretty straightforward, right? Knowledge is more valuable than riches. Got it. But what if I told you the original language builds a much more profound and, honestly, a much more surprising picture? The real magic, the actual core argument of this ancient piece of wisdom, it lies in the very specific Hebrew words that were chosen. So, what exactly are we missing here? Well, to figure that out, we've got to go back to the source. Okay, so our journey here really starts by looking at the original text. The key to unlocking this whole thing isn't just in the general meaning, but in the super deliberate, word-by-word way it builds its case. Here it is in all its glory in Hebrew. Now, don't worry about trying to read it just yet. I want you to think of this proverb like a balance scale. On one side, it's going to start piling up a very specific kind of value. And then it's going to place something completely different on the other. So first things first, the proverb establishes the absolute pinnacle of material wealth. It does this to set a baseline, to basically say, okay, I want you to think of the most valuable stuff you can possibly imagine in the entire world. And it starts with a word that is the ultimate symbol of wealth, zahav. And this isn't just any old, valuable item. The word zahav, gold, was picked for a reason. It's the universal symbol of top-tier, tangible riches. It is, quite literally, the gold standard. But see, gold by itself isn't quite enough to make the point. So the proverb then adds this second layer of wealth, veharav peninim. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Rav means a multitude, just a sheer abundance of something. And penimim refers to these rare jewels or pearls. So we're not just talking about gold anymore. We're talking about a massive, heaping pile of the most glamorous, expensive gems you can think of. The proverb is literally creating a mountain of material value right before our eyes. All right, now that the stage is set with this incredible image of wealth, the proverb makes this crucial pivot. It's about to introduce a completely different category of value. And this just brilliantly lays out the core contrast. On one side, you've got all that tangible treasure we just talked about, but on the other, something intangible, a precious vessel and lips of knowledge. Let's break that side down. The big turn begins with a tiny but incredibly important word, ukli. The u just means and, but the real game changer here is that word kli. So here's the crucial point. Keli means a vessel, an instrument, a container. This is a massive metaphorical shift. We're no longer talking about an item of value, like gold. We're talking about a container that holds value. And trust me, that changes everything. So if we have a vessel, the obvious next question is, what's inside it? This is where the proverb finally reveals its ultimate treasure. First, that vessel is described with this word, yakar. Now, this isn't just precious as in, ooh, that's expensive. No. Yakar means something that is esteemed, honorable, and rare. It basically lifts the value out of the marketplace and into this whole other realm of dignity and supreme importance. This vessel is on a completely different level than gold. So, what is this precious, honorable vessel? The text tells us right here, siftei. Siftei means the lips of. And this is a classic literary device. It's called a metonymy. The proverb isn't talking about our physical lips. It's using the body part to represent what it produces, our speech, our words, our teachings. So, the vessel, it's our ability to speak. And what is the precious cargo that these lips, this vessel, contain? Well, here's the final climactic word, dot. Da'at is the treasure. And it's not just book smarts or random facts. It's practical, life-directing wisdom. It's that kind of ethical insight and discernment that really helps you navigate the world. This is knowledge that is profoundly, deeply useful. So let's put all these fascinating little pieces back together and see the full, amazing picture that the original Hebrew is painting for us. Okay, let's just trace the logic one last time. First, the proverb establishes the absolute peak of material wealth, but then it pivots and it presents a far more honorable vessel, our capacity for speech. and the priceless treasure contained within that vessel is practical wisdom. So, you see, the takeaway is so much richer than just knowledge is better than gold. The proverb is arguing that our ability to speak wisely is itself the priceless container, and the wisdom it carries is the ultimate treasure. It completely reframes how we should think about value. Which, it leaves all of us with a really powerful question. In a world that is constantly showing us gold and gems, a world that praises material wealth, what are we using our words for? What treasure, what dot are we filling our own precious vessel with? That's definitely something to think about.